하나, 둘, 셋. 안녕. Today I'll be breaking down Maniac by Stray Kids, and this is a group that's in JYP, and Maniac is a part of their album called Oddinary, which was released this year. And recently they actually started their world tour with this album, so you should go check them out. Okay, now let's jump into breaking down the lyrics. The first line is 정상인 척 다들 힘 좀 빼, and this translates to everyone relax, stop trying to act normal. The next line is 짓고 있는 미소들은 쎄해, which translates to all the smiles seem eerie or off, and they're trying to say that all these smiles seem really superficial and they're really not what they seem, and this happiness that other people are showing is just a fake reality. 락이 풀리면 다 똑같지 is the next line, and this translates to when the lock is released, or if the lock is released, we're all the same. So they're trying to say that everyone's putting up this fake identity, and really inside we're all kind of these crazy people that are confined to society's expectations or whatever is given to us, and they're trying to say like, you and I, we're still the same no matter how normal you try to act. We're all these maniacs inside. The next line is 눈은 날 못 속여, and this translates to your eyes can't fool me. 본체는 풀렸네 is the next line, and this translates to the real identity or self has been released. The next line is 정신을 간신히 잡지, and this translates to I'm barely holding onto my sanity or my mind. The next line is 눈 한 번 깜빡이고 back, and this translates to I blink my eyes once and go back. So they're trying to say like they've kind of been, in the previous lyrics, they've been overtaken by this by their true selves, but once they blink they kind of return back to normal, and it's kind of like resetting their mind. 다시 세상이 정한 정상인 코스프레 준비 is the next line, and this translates to I get ready again to cosplay what society defines as a normal person. The next line is mash up, mind blown, 정신은 back up, and the only part that we have to translate here is 정신은, and this means my mind. And then we get to prototype, 내 속은 언제나 freaky monster, and this translates to on the inside I'm always a freaky monster. So they're also referring back to this darker true identity. 유행 같은 친절함은 철이 지나 rotten, and this translates to kindness isn't trendy anymore, and it's trying to say like being kind isn't everything, and you can't always be so nice and giving to others just for the sake of it. Like, you have to survive in this pretty tough world. The next line is 내 통수에다 시원하게 욕해도 다 먹음, and this translates to even if you talk behind my back, I'll just ignore everything. The next line is 순진하게만 보다가 크게 다침, and this translates to if you can only see me as being so pure and innocent, you'll end up getting hurt. 호의가 계속되면 걸린 줄 아네 toxic is the next line, and this translates to if favors are continuously taken, people take it for granted and they'll like take it as a given and they'll think they deserve that right. The last line is 이러니 돌지 warning. So this translates to this is why I go crazy. So before I go on to discuss more of the specific words in the song, I think it's important to go over the message of it, because their title is Maniac and it's in the album called Oddinary. So I feel like they're trying to say in this world where everyone is forced to be normal and they're confined to certain standards and like criteria, they're trying to say like you can be your real selves, like you should be able to show it and just be like who you are without trying to hide it or fake some part of your personality. So I think that's a really interesting and meaningful concept that they're trying to show even through their music video with like these very eccentric like clothes and like hair. They're just trying to say like it's okay to be odd, and that's like shown through their album too. Okay, so let's go over the first one, which is 철이 지나, and 철 is actually season, so when they're saying 철이 지나, it's saying like the season has passed, or it's kind of like in the sense where you can say like 저 옷 철 지났어, and it's kind of saying like, oh, those clothes are still last year. But 철 can also mean two other things, and 철 means like metal. You can also say 철이 들다, and this doesn't have a good direct translation, but it's just referring to just like growing older and becoming more mature. So next we have 통수, and they said the lyrics were like 내 통수에 다 시원하게 욕해도 다 먹음, and this is 통수 is actually 뒤통수, and this is referring to the back of your head, and it's kind of just like referring to like talk behind my back, so you're not directly in front of them, but you're just talking behind someone. So it's also used a lot to say like 내 뒤통수 쳤어, and that's actually more it is meaning head, but it's really just trying to say like, oh, they stabbed me in the back. Okay, so there's one really important line in this song, which is 호의가 계속되면 걸린 줄 아네. So this is actually a really commonly used phrase or kind of like advice, because as I said before, this is saying like if someone keeps asking you for favors and you just keep and you don't refuse them, they're gonna think that it's a right and they're gonna start taking things for granted. So it's telling you like be careful of being too kind to the point where you're being used. Okay, and lastly, the word is 돌지, and in the song they said 이러니 돌지, and that one meant like this is why I go crazy. So there's actually multiple meanings of 돌지. So 돌지 can mean like 돌다, which is just to rotate or turn, but it can also mean like 돌아버리겠다, which means I'm gonna go crazy, which is what they used in this song. So if they're saying like 미쳐 돌아버리겠네, that's saying like I'm literally gonna go crazy, or like this is driving me crazy. So that was it for breaking down Maniac by Stray Kids. I hope this helped you understand the song more, and it also gave you some more insight and knowledge about how the Korean language works and some common phrases that Korean people use. I'll see you in my next video. 안녕! 하나, 둘, 셋!